You didn't lose strength overnight? These meats might be why. One bite at a time, that's how many seniors lose their strength. Not from a fall, not from illness, but from quiet, everyday meals. Choices made without warning signs. You used to climb stairs without thinking. You remembered names without effort. You slept deeply, laughed easily, moved freely. Now, there's stiffness in your knees, there's fog in your mind, and you're wondering, is this just aging? What if it's not your age? What if it's your meat? Yes, meat. The food we were taught meant strength. But after 60, some meats build you up, and others slowly break you down. The difference could mean sharper thinking, better sleep, and more days of independence. This video will reveal 5 meats that nourish your body after 60, and 5 meats that quietly work against you, even if they taste like home. If you care about staying strong, focused, and free as you age, please like, subscribe, and comment below. What meat do you eat often, and how does it make you feel? Because this isn't about giving up food, it's about taking back your strength, one wise bite at a time. Let's begin with the first of 5 meats that quietly rebuild your strength after 60, starting with the one most people overlook. First is chicken thighs, the everyday hero you forgot. Chicken breast gets all the glory, but if you want meat that's rich in nutrients, easier to enjoy, and surprisingly kind to your aging body, don't skip the thighs. Yes, chicken thighs have a little more fat than breast, but that's not a bad thing, especially as we age. The healthy fats in chicken thighs help absorb fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K, which are essential for joint strength, immune health, and even brain function. One serving of skinless, bone-in chicken thigh gives you over 20 grams of protein, along with zinc, selenium, and iron, nutrients many seniors are quietly missing. And unlike leaner cuts that dry out quickly, thighs stay moist, flavorful, and forgiving to cook. That means fewer meals feel like diet food and more feel like real comfort. But here's the part most people don't know. Because thighs are dark meat, they contain more myoglobin, a compound that supports oxygen transport in your muscles. That matters when you're walking up hills or recovering from a long day. Chicken thighs help your muscles endure longer and recover faster. They're also rich in B vitamins, especially niacin and B6, which support nervous system health and help your body convert food into lasting energy, not just a sugar spike. You can roast them with rosemary and lemon, simmer them in soup, or grill them with olive oil and herbs. And for seniors with reduced appetite, their deeper flavor and tenderness often make them more enjoyable to eat, leading to better nutrition without more effort. In short, chicken thighs are the loyal friend you've forgotten, quietly working to strengthen your body, one delicious meal at a time. Second is turkey, the quiet protector your body has been waiting for. Imagine this. You've just finished dinner, the TV is on, and you're ready to wind down. But your mind won't stop spinning. You feel a little anxious, a little down. You lie awake longer than usual. That feeling? It's not always just age. Sometimes it's a signal from your nervous system and the food you fed it. And this is where turkey steps in, not as a holiday tradition, but as a gentle daily medicine. White turkey meat is rich in tryptophan, a compound your body uses to make serotonin, the chemical that helps stabilize your mood and prepare you for sleep. A 2022 study published in Frontiers in Nutrition found that older adults with diets high in tryptophan had lower rates of anxiety and sleep disturbances, especially when it came from whole food sources like turkey, not pills. But mood isn't the only thing turkey supports. It's also packed with vitamin B6, which plays a key role in cognitive health and helps reduce homocysteine, an amino acid linked to memory decline and dementia when it builds up. Plus, turkey contains selenium, which doesn't just boost your immune system, it helps regulate your thyroid, your body's internal engine for energy and balance. An underactive thyroid, common in seniors, can lead to fatigue, weight gain, and even depression. And let's talk digestion. Turkey, especially when cooked simply, like roasted or poached, is gentler on the stomach than many red meats. For seniors dealing with reflux, bloating, or medication side effects, that's not a small thing. It's daily comfort. To get the best out of turkey, skip the deli aisle. Look for fresh, unprocessed turkey breast or thighs. Roast them with herbs, add them to soup, or shred them into a salad. Even ground turkey is a great swap for heavier meats. Just make sure it's labeled lean or 93% lean. So if you've been feeling off lately, low mood, light sleep, slower recovery, maybe the answer isn't in a pill. Maybe it's just one forkful away. Turkey may not be glamorous, but it's steady, healing, and nourishing in ways your body remembers, even if your mind forgets. Next one. Wild salmon. Brain insurance in a bite. You walk into a room and pause. What did I come here for again? You laugh it off, but deep down it worries you. That name on the tip of your tongue. That appointment you nearly missed. That book you forgot you already read. Forgetfulness feels harmless until it starts to happen more often. And for many seniors, it leads to fear. Is this the beginning of something worse? Here's the good news. Your brain, just like your muscles, is shaped by what you feed it. And one of the most powerful allies for your mind isn't found in a pill, it's found in the sea. Wild-caught salmon is packed with omega-3 fatty acids, especially EPA and DHA, nutrients your brain craves. In a long-term study published in Neurology, researchers followed over 1,100 seniors for 8 years. They found that those with higher DHA levels had a 47% lower risk of developing dementia. Not a little less, nearly half. These omega-3s aren't just brain food, they're brain builders. They support the membrane structure of brain cells, reduce inflammation in the brain, and even improve communication between neurons. That means clearer thinking, better memory recall, and a calmer emotional baseline. And the benefits go beyond your brain. EPA and DHA also reduce triglycerides, lower blood pressure, and soothe inflamed joints, problems many older adults face daily. Now, not all salmon is equal. Wild-caught salmon has a far better fat profile than farmed salmon, more omega-3, less inflammatory omega-6, and fewer toxins. If fresh salmon feels expensive or hard to prepare, don't worry. Canned wild salmon is a fantastic alternative. Just check that it's packed in water, not oil, and low in sodium. Mix it with a little lemon and olive oil, and you've got a brain-boosting lunch in minutes. One more thing seniors love about salmon? It's gentle on digestion. Unlike fattier meats that sit heavy in the stomach, salmon gives you energy without that post-meal slump. You feel light, yet nourished. And when your brain feels sharper, your whole day changes. You remember, you smile, you engage, you feel like you again. So if you're worried about your memory, your focus, or just staying mentally sharp, don't wait. Add salmon to your week. Because sometimes the best brain support doesn't come in a bottle. It comes in a bite. Rich, pink, and straight from the sea. The 4 is lean lamb, the gentle warrior for immunity and vitality. When most people think of lamb, they think of richness, heavy stews, special occasions, maybe even indigestion, but that's because most of us were introduced to the wrong kind of lamb. Fatty, greasy, overcooked. The truth? Lean lamb, when chosen and prepared wisely, is one of the most nourishing red meats for seniors, especially when your immune system and energy feel like they're slipping. Let's start with zinc, a mineral that becomes even more essential after 60. Zinc helps your body fight infections, heal wounds faster, and even supports taste and smell, 2 senses that often dull with age. Lean lamb is one of the best natural sources of zinc, far surpassing poultry or pork. It also contains a rare but powerful mineral, selenium. Selenium plays a critical role in protecting your body from oxidative stress. The internal rusting that accelerates aging, weakens immunity, and even contributes to chronic diseases. In fact, a study from the Journal of Nutrition and Health in Aging found that seniors with adequate selenium intake had stronger immune responses and lower rates of hospitalizations due to infection. Another reason lamb shines? Vitamin B12. This vitamin isn't just for energy, it's vital for nerve health and red blood cell production. Low B12 levels have been linked to brain fog, fatigue, and even increased fall risk in older adults. Many seniors don't absorb B12 from supplements well, especially those taking acid-reducing medications. That's why getting B12 from food, like lean lamb, makes a real difference. And let's not forget flavor. Lean cuts of lamb, like loin, leg, or shank, are incredibly satisfying. Their richness means a little goes a long way. Seniors with low appetite often find lamb more enjoyable, which leads to better nutrient intake overall. Try slow roasting lamb with rosemary and garlic, or simmering it with root vegetables in a bone broth. You'll get a meal that warms your body and soul. So if you've been feeling more tired, more vulnerable, or simply want to protect your strength and immunity, consider adding lean lamb to your weekly rotation. It's not flashy, but it's wise, and sometimes, quiet warriors bring the deepest healing. And last one of 5 meats that quietly rebuild your strength is grass-fed beef, when red meat works for you. Let's be honest, red meat gets a bad reputation after 60. Your doctor warns you. The news headlines scare you. And suddenly that juicy steak feels more like guilt than pleasure. But here's the truth no one tells you. Not all red meat is the enemy. In fact, the right kind of beef, eaten in moderation, can be a powerful tool for strength, energy, and even brain protection. The key is grass-fed beef, not just lean but naturally higher in nutrients that aging bodies need. Grass-fed beef contains up to 5 times more omega-3 fatty acids than grain-fed beef. These good fats fight inflammation, support heart health, and have even been shown to reduce symptoms of depression in older adults, according to a 2020 review in Nutrients. It's also a rich source of iron and vitamin B12, both of which are essential for energy, oxygen delivery, and memory. Low levels of these nutrients are shockingly common in seniors and often go unnoticed until fatigue or forgetfulness sets in. If you've been feeling unusually tired, short of breath, or foggy, your body might not need less red meat. It might need better red meat, but portion and preparation matter. You don't need a 12-ounce steak drowning in sauce. A 4-ounce portion, about the size of your palm, grilled, baked, or lightly pan-seared with herbs, is enough to reap the benefits without overwhelming your heart or digestion. And always trim the fat. Choose cuts like sirloin, tenderloin, or eye of round. These are leaner, cleaner, and easier on your system. Grass-fed beef isn't just fuel, it's a confidence booster. It helps you feel grounded, strong, and capable again. Because when your body feels nourished, your mind follows. So don't fear red meat. Just choose wisely. Let it be a bridge, not a barrier, to living well in your golden years. We've now explored the meats that help your body feel stronger, clearer, and more alive. But what about the other side? What about the meats that slowly take your strength away, even while pretending to comfort you? Let's take a closer look at 5 types of meat that harm senior health more than you think. And we'll start with the most tempting and most dangerous of them all. We started with the first name in this list: processed meats, the hidden saboteurs in your fridge. They taste like comfort, smell like memories, and they live quietly in your fridge, waiting. The bacon, the sausages, the cold cuts neatly folded in plastic. But behind their familiar flavors lies something much more dangerous: a slow attack on your heart, your memory, and your independence. Processed meats are loaded with preservatives, sodium, and nitrates, ingredients that stretch shelf life but shrink your well-being. According to the World Health Organization, processed meats are officially classified as Group 1 carcinogens, the same category as tobacco. That's not fear-mongering. That's fact. That morning bacon, just 2 slices can carry over 400 milligrams of sodium, almost a third of your entire day's safe limit. And seniors, whose kidneys are often less efficient, can't flush out that salt the way they used to. The result? High blood pressure, swelling, brain fog, sleepless nights, and for some a fast track to stroke, heart failure, or memory loss. But it's not just about salt. Most processed meats are treated with sodium nitrite, a chemical that has been linked to cellular damage and increased cancer risk, especially colorectal cancer. Some even contain phosphates, additives that weaken bones over time, especially in older adults with low calcium intake. So that cold-cut sandwich might be satisfying, but at what cost? If you love sandwiches, don't worry. You don't have to give them up. Just reimagine them. Swap cold cuts for shredded chicken, roasted turkey, or even canned wild salmon. Add avocado, fresh greens, a drizzle of olive oil. You'll be surprised how satisfying a sandwich can be without poisoning your body bite by bite. Your fridge doesn't have to be your enemy. Just start by reading the labels and making one better choice at a time. Because every slice matters, and your body has already worked too hard to be sabotaged by convenience. The second is fried meats, when crunch comes with a cost. There's something magical about that first bite of fried chicken, the crisp, the warmth, the way it reminds you of Sunday dinners or picnic days long gone. But here's what the commercials never say. Every golden crunch may be leaving a scar deep inside your body. Fried meats, especially when cooked in cheap oils and high heat, form dangerous compounds called AGEs, advanced glycation end products. These tiny troublemakers age your cells, inflame your joints, and wear down your blood vessels. A 2021 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition linked high-age intake to faster cognitive decline in adults over 65. Not just feeling foggy, but measurable, trackable memory loss over time. And the damage doesn't stop at the brain. Fried meats are often loaded with trans fats, which clog arteries, raise bad cholesterol, and increase the risk of heart attack, especially in seniors with already fragile cardiovascular systems. You might say, "But I don't eat fried food every day." That's okay. You don't need to cut it out entirely. But ask yourself this, is that moment of crunch worth the hours of joint pain, bloating, or brain fog afterward? For many, the answer becomes clear after just a few weeks of change. Here's the good news. You can still enjoy the flavor, the crisp, the comfort, without the damage. Try air-frying chicken with a light coating of olive oil and herbs, bake your pork chops instead of pan-frying them, or explore crispy plant-based options like roasted chickpeas or tempeh, foods that love your heart back. Getting older doesn't mean giving up joy. It means finding joy that doesn't hurt you later. So let the crunch stay. Just change what's beneath it, because your body deserves pleasure, not punishment. Next one is fatty red meats, the heavyweights your heart can't carry. You used to enjoy a thick, juicy ribeye without a second thought. It was a reward, a comfort, a sign of living well. But now, after the meal, something feels different. Your chest feels heavier, your energy dips, you don't sleep quite as soundly, and deep down your body whispers, "This is too much." That's not weakness, that's wisdom. Fatty cuts of red meat, like ribeye, brisket, prime rib, and T-bone, are high in saturated fats, which have been consistently linked to elevated LDL cholesterol, the bad kind, stiffened arteries, and higher risk of heart disease and stroke. And for seniors, especially those with slower metabolisms, these effects come faster and stay longer. A study published in the Journal of Gerontology found that older adults who regularly consumed high-fat red meat had slower walking speed, greater fatigue, and reduced blood flow to the brain. In other words, the meat you loved might be slowing you down mentally and physically. Does that mean all red meat is bad? Not at all. But how much fat is in the meat and how much of it you eat makes all the difference. Instead of saying goodbye to beef forever, try this. Choose lean cuts like sirloin, eye of round, or tenderloin. Trim off visible fat before cooking. Grill, roast, or stew instead of frying. And stick to once a week, not every night. Red meat doesn't have to be forbidden, but it does need to be reimagined. Think of it like a luxury item, something to savor in small amounts, not a daily habit. Because your heart, it's been carrying you for decades, and it deserves a little less burden and a lot more care. Number 4 of this list is deli meats. Convenience that comes at a cost. It's easy, it's quick, it fits between 2 slices of bread. For many seniors living alone or cooking less, deli meats feel like a gift. Ham, turkey slices, roast beef, salami, they're neatly packaged, ready to eat, and taste like comfort food from years past. But hidden beneath that convenience is a cost many don't see. Until symptoms appear: swollen ankles, puffy fingers, dizziness, brain fog. And the culprit? Often it's what's in your sandwich. Most deli meats are packed with sodium, nitrates, and preservatives to extend shelf life. But what they preserve in time, they may take away in health. A single sandwich with 3 to 4 slices of deli meat can carry over 1,000 milligrams of sodium, half or more of a senior's recommended daily limit. High sodium levels lead to water retention, which raises blood pressure, strains the kidneys, and creates swelling in the hands, legs, and face. But sodium is only part of the story. Many deli meats are treated with nitrites, which, when digested, can turn into nitrosamines, chemicals linked to increased cancer risk and cognitive decline. Additives like phosphates can also weaken bones over time, especially dangerous for seniors facing osteoporosis or low calcium levels. So what can you do? You don't need to give up sandwiches. You just need to build them better. Try leftover roast chicken or home-cooked turkey, canned wild salmon with olive oil and lemon, hard-boiled eggs, hummus or avocado, a sprinkle of herbs and some fresh spinach. These swaps still feel familiar, but now they fuel your body instead of draining it. Convenience is nice, but health is freedom, and with just a little creativity, you can have both. Let your sandwich be more than just food. Let it be a small act of self-care, something your future self will thank you for. The last one is organ meats, when too much nutrition becomes dangerous. For decades, liver, kidney, and other organ meats were praised as superfoods, packed with iron, vitamins, and protein. Your parents may have called them brain food, and it's true. Organ meats are rich in nutrients. But after 60, what used to nourish you might now burden your body in ways it can no longer handle. Let's start with vitamin A. Liver is so concentrated that just one serving can provide over 800% of your daily need. Sounds impressive, but it's a problem. Excess vitamin A is stored in your liver, and in older adults, that can lead to toxicity, causing nausea, dizziness, bone thinning, and even liver damage. Next, let's talk about purines, substances found in high amounts in organ meats. Purines break down into uric acid, which can crystallize in your joints and trigger gout attacks, a painful inflammation that many seniors know all too well. One study found that older adults who ate organ meats more than twice a week had a 2.5 times higher risk of gout flare-ups compared to those who avoided them. Organ meats are also extremely high in cholesterol. Now, dietary cholesterol doesn't affect everyone the same way, but for seniors with diabetes, heart disease, or high blood pressure, it still matters. For some, even occasional servings of liver or kidney can raise LDL, contribute to plaque buildup, and reduce circulation, leaving you sluggish and breathless. Does this mean organ meats are toxic? But after a certain age, your body's ability to filter and process excess nutrients declines. So instead of banning them, limit them. Eat liver or kidney once a month, not weekly. Choose smaller portions. 2 ounces is plenty. Balance with greens, legumes, and water-rich foods. That way, you can still honor old traditions, without paying for it later with joint pain or brain fog. After 60, nutrition is no longer just about more. It's about enough, the right food, in the right amount, at the right time. Your body has carried you this far. Don't overload it with what it no longer needs. Feed it gently. Feed it wisely, and it will thank you with clarity, energy, and ease. Feed your future, one choice at a time. After 60, every bite matters more. It's not about guilt. It's not about fear. It's about awareness. And treating your body as the trusted friend it has always been. You've seen the difference. The meats that help you move easier, think clearer, and sleep deeper, and the ones that slowly steal your energy, cloud your memory, and burden your heart. But here's the most important part. You're not too late. One change, one meal, one better choice. It all counts. Start small. Swap bacon for grilled chicken. Trade deli meat for roasted turkey. Add salmon. Trim the fat. Listen to how your body responds. Because this isn't about giving things up. It's about giving yourself more time, more freedom, more life. If this video helped you, please leave a comment. What change are you ready to make? Subscribe for more simple, science-backed tips, and share this with someone you care about, because we're in this together. Here's to your strength, your peace, and your bright next chapter. One wise bite at a time.